Service, acting PIO on the Sauratown Mountain fire.
Everyone's audio is good? I guess just to start us off with where we are right now.
Yeah, we're at 1 o'clock on day 4 here on Sauratown Mountain fire. As far as incidents go, as the incident becomes larger, more complex, the numbers of people that are involved become larger and the incident gets bigger and bigger. In this one, we've kind of turned the point where we're starting to be on the downhill slide of this incident. So I think we're looking out at the next 24, 48 hours, starting to demob resources and turn some folks loose. This fire is being managed at Edneyville, north of Hendersonville. That's where the ICP is that's handling this incident, and those folks did check in there, and that's where they will be released to. It's a slow process, the check-in, the demobilization process is, so we don't want to bottleneck there, so we'll start releasing some folks over the next couple days there. The first folks to be released will be the contractors. We still have 3 10-person hand crew modules from the western part of the country. They're going to be here for several more days, probably through the 24th or the 25th. But folks are getting some really good work done. There was some snagging operations, tree felling operations up here on the Horn around Division A. That's going well. Everybody's being safe up there. They're getting some of those hazard trees on the ground right now. Crews are working in unison with leaf blowers, widening and improving these lines around Division C. This was an area of opportunity as well as Division Alpha. Operations section has decided that we're going to complete the firing operation. When that will be, will probably in the next 24 to 48 hours. We've got to get a little bit more drying in there. Humidity has dropped a little bit more than expected today, down below 50%. Winds are picking up right now, so there's some good drying opportunities there. Still a lot of work to be done right now, but still no damages and no injuries at this point.
You said a lot of work left to be done. What is involved in that? What kind of work are we talking about?
Well, that snagging, getting those trees down safely, making sure that those trees don't have any embers in them, and if they do, we get them on the ground. A lot of mop up, still some widening, improving on fire lines, still some additional fire line construction going on through here. This area right there is just too rough and rugged to get equipment in there, so hand crews will be finishing that line as well and tidying that area up. We still have crews working up around the structures and working around the infrastructure right there. And then this area line right here that we were unable to complete the firing operation on the other night, they'll be continuing to blow these lines out and clear those out and preparing for a firing operation there.
How hard is this work? I mean, they're walking around with hand tools, by hand, going log to look for hot spots.
Yeah, and some of the worst possible terrain and country that's up here in Stokes County. It's a tough job. It really is.
You still safe with 750 acres?
700 and I think 42 acres, more accurately. Mm-hmm.
And at the height of it, do you know roughly how many folks you had up there working on this thing?
You know, it's a consolidated effort, roughly probably 150 as far as management team. When you go up to Edneyville, the people that are supporting this incident, probably even closer to 200 people.
How much was that rain beneficial to you?
It's extremely beneficial. Yeah, we just can't tell you how beneficial it was, because you just think about the difference in the way that mountain looked a day and a half ago opposed to today right now, and it's just night and day.
And for our viewers who keep asking, there still are active flames on the mountain.
Oh yes, there's active flames. Forest Service does have a drone on scene. It has IR capability. They've been flying that throughout the day, getting an idea of what areas really need that work.
Yesterday you talked about, I guess, a dry wind coming in today. How has that kind of affected the process of today?
That's definitely, visually, that's helping the firefighters on the ground see those hot spots come alive. You know, that drying actually helps us out right now to see where those spots are, and what we can't see, the drone and the IR flights can see.
Are we still at 41% containment?
We're still at 41% containment. I think maybe later on this afternoon we'll see some improvement in that percentage.
People starting to go back to their homes.
Yes, with evacuations being lifted, I do believe people are back in place now.
You mentioned the firing operation in Division B. That's like a pre-burn type of thing, so people might see some smoke, but that is you getting stuff out of the way from it potentially being worked.
Yeah, and what that is we're just going to tidy all that area up. It should be a fairly easy process. This is all uphill right here. Once the operation sections deem a go on that, they'll burn this off and it will burn uphill into cold black area. But that was where they made it down to somewhere right in here that night, a couple nights ago during that firing operation, and due to rains they had to cut it off. The fire was just not receptive, or excuse me, the fuels were not receptive to burn that night due to the rain.
And earlier when the governor was here, the gentleman inside explained that it's going to be Division C and B that you're going to have to really keep an eye on for those flames that might, revamp up. Is that correct?
Yeah, kind of we have probably more concerns with Division A and Division C right there. Of course, when the firing operation takes place, we'll have folks lined out all along here making sure that process goes well and we don't have any spot overs. But right now, since these areas had not burned in the past in many, many decades, that's where the most opportunity is for flare-ups, and leaf fall on those flare-ups can cause embers to jump the line. So that's what we've got. The crews that are here and the modules from out west are going to be here for the next several days. So we'll have them there, for several more days of work.
And I know that we've been talking about a timeline the past few days, and we don't really have a nail set in there for a timeline. But will we know more within the next 24, 48 hours about when exactly this might be fully contained?
Yes, as the days. As the days come to pass, we'll know more and more and have more information about how much heat there's there, what kind of ground the firefighters will make on that 50-foot mop-up all the way in off of the lines, and we'll know more throughout the day today, and we'll know even more tomorrow.
This fire, obviously, terrible thing to happen to the mountain. Everything you've done to fight it, what does that say to future-proofing it? So if, God forbid, there's another fire, will you be better equipped to attack it faster?
If we did have another fire within the next couple of years here, the next 5 or even 10 years, suppression action will be much easier because of the burning that has taken place there.
That super fog event you talked about yesterday, it's obviously gone now. You can actually see the mountain. How much easier does that make it today for crews?
Oh, that's much easier, and that the visibility is much better. The danger that's involved in terrain like that on a clear day, it's just very dangerous to have firefighters up there or anybody up there in those kind of conditions. When you take visibility away from them, one step could be the last step somebody takes.
Yeah, can you paint the picture for me, kind of what a shift looks like for a guy up there fighting that fire when he comes in? Kind of, is it instant work, working through some tire shift, or how does that work?
It's more of a marathon than it is a sprint. Although the first 24, 48 hours out there, it probably seemed like a marathon and a sprint for those firefighters because things change very rapidly. Fire intensity was high at that time. People have to keep their heads on a swivel. Things are very, very fluid. Things are dangerous. Communication can break down in those situations. In the mountainous country, radios don't always work, cell phones don't always work, and having good communication is essential, and that's what keeps people alive.
I wanted to ask you, we were kind of talking earlier about Thanksgiving. These guys are going to be working during Thanksgiving. I want to ask, you being on the ground talking with these guys, how is morale right now? Is this something they just kind of understand they need to do, or what are they?
This is what these men and women do. This is what they've trained to do since they've been with the Forest Service or with other agency. This is something when you get involved with emergency response, you understand that's a responsibility you take, and they love the job that they do.
I also want to ask, when we were walked in there, and the governor hit on this as well, just the bounty of food and the support that you guys have received. I want to get your reaction to that. How much does that mean?
Oh, it means the world to us. People have come by this morning from up on top of the mountain, wanting to send their heartfelt concerns, their love to us, how much it means to them to have people up there in their backyard saving their property, saving their lives, being away from their families on holidays, and it really touches us to have that kind of a love sent out to us by the community here.
Yep, I'm good.
We're all set.
All right.
Thank you very
All
much.
right. Thank you, guys. Okay, Amber, let's get you. There we go. Okay, you are welcome. Completed dozer line right up here. Big key, there we go. It's real busy. So yeah, and this was like S's or proposed line that could go in as contingency line if needed. These are the division.
That's jacket, man.
Division A starts,
slick.
Division C.
That just does.